Welcome to the book launch of Kiss Innocence Goodbye by author Kass Ghayouri. This fictional novel is not merely for fun and entertainment. It raises awareness to child abuse. Childhood trauma impacts a person as an adult. It projects as a mental health issue. The adverse consequences follow them like a shadow into adulthood, where they engage in failed relationships. As a contemporary society, it is our duty to protect all children from a perpetrator. This book launch focuses on children. Every child needs education, talent, knowledge, and a positive personality to thrive successfully in this world. Before we get started, I would like to apologize in advance for any technical issues we may face. As well, this launch may contain sensitive topics which may be alarming for some. Please watch accordingly, and parents, please make sure to look out for your children. Participants, please make sure to turn your microphones and cameras off.
Kass Ghayouri is a world-renowned human rights author. She was born in South Africa and immigrated to Canada in 1989. She graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in English and Psychology. She obtained a postgraduate degree in English, School Guidance and Counseling, Gifted Education, Special Education, and DSL. She is a first-place international award-winning human rights author, award-winning poet, talented illustrator, a grade 12 academic English teacher, and a powerful businesswoman. She owns a tutorial school in Markham, Ontario, Canada, called Governance Academy. She's won numerous international awards for her books. She gained public recognition from many prominent figures and politicians. Most of all, in 2020, the University of KwaZulu-Natal celebrated her as a phenomenal woman for her achievements in literature. As a human rights author, she adhered to making significant contributions to social injustice and human rights issues, as showcased in her novels about racism in an era of error, talking about Nelson Mandela and the apartheid era in South Africa, the Sri Lankan Tamil genocide in A Note from a No-Fire Zone, and now finally child abuse in Kiss Innocence Goodbye. She continues to be honored yet remains humble. Congratulations on all your achievements and accolades, Ms. Kass Ghayouri.
To open the book launch of Kass Ghayouri's Kiss Innocence Goodbye is 7-year-old Kaylin Cook from Markham, Ontario, Canada, who will sing the Canadian national anthem. Please rise.
Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee ride, the true north strong and free, from far and wide. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Kaylin, for your beautiful rendition of our national anthem. Kass Ghayouri is a successful woman who's made her mark on politicians worldwide who admire and support her call for social justice and human rights.
We welcome Helena Jazik as a Canadian politician who was elected in the 2019 federal election to represent Markham-Stouffville in the House of Commons of Canada. Thank you, MP Helena Jazik, for your congratulatory message.
It is my pleasure to congratulate Kass Ghayouri on the launch of her new novel, Kiss Innocence Goodbye. An award-winning Ghayouri has written notable works, The Fugitive's Baby, a work, Universe Poetry and Illustration, she received the grand prize in the 2018 50 Great Writers You Should Be Reading Awards. As an educator, she is committed to serving as a mentor for youth in our community. I commend Ms. Ghayouri for her continued advocacy on child abuse awareness, social justice issues, and fundamental human rights.
I now introduce to you a grade 11 student, Miriam Newton, who will be performing a classical Indian dance. Pay attention to her facial expression as she exposes the plot of Kiss Innocence Goodbye.
Thank you, Miria, for your amazing performance. A moment we have all been waiting for. Let's welcome award-winning author Kass Ghayouri, who will introduce you to her novel, Kiss Innocence Goodbye, with the major theme of child abuse.
I spent my lockdown, COVID-19 2020 productively. I spent my time in hard labor writing my next book. And today I give birth to Kiss Innocence Goodbye. The major theme that runs through this book is child abuse. And readers may wonder what prompted me to write a book about child abuse. Well, most of you know that I've been a grade 12 English teacher since the year of the dinosaur. And during my years of teaching, I've heard several anecdotes from students as young as 6 years old to 17 years old about their experiences with child abuse. Some cases reach the legal system, whereas others, due to family dignity and family pride or cultural protocol, parents prefer to just sweep the matter under the rug. And whereas the pedophile or the perpetrator was on his rug on a journey to freedom. When a child enters school at the age of 4 or 5, a child is taught about stranger danger. Stranger danger becomes a mantra in a child's mind. Don't talk to strangers. A stranger is dangerous. But little does that child know that a stranger is lurking within the boundaries of their own home. In an extended family unit, in several cultures, uncles, aunts, grandparents live in the same home. And the perpetrator could be an uncle living within the boundaries of the same house. And the child becomes a victim of sexual abuse. Sexual abuse, verbal abuse, and physical abuse. So now that I've given you a short background of the book, Kiss Innocence Goodbye, hopefully it entices you to purchase a copy and read the book. I'm now going to hand over my speech to my student, Seth, and he's going to continue as a marathon to give you an extract or a passage from the book to give you a sample of what the book reads as.
Sleep called my name. I was entrapped under the blanket as Uncle enticed me with non-verbal exploitation. Roleplay took a different turn. Sleeping Beauty, I am your handsome prince. The evil stepmother put you to sleep. My touch, my kiss, will bring you back to life, dear Sleeping Beauty. You will be my princess, and I will be your prince. We will fly away to an enchanted castle. I will kiss you, Sleeping Beauty. Uncle narrated my favorite Walt Disney fairy tale in a husky, soft whisper. Grandma always told me a story before I napped. Her stories grasped my attention and transported me to La La Land in peace and harmony. Uncle's stories elicited an erotic sensation in me. He seductively kissed me on my cheek. With this roleplay, he was in power and control. I was paralyzed with sleep. I felt as if I played a game of tug of war. Sleep tugged me in one direction. Uncle forced me to comply in his direction. I levitated somewhere between the moon and the stars. His incestuous touches made me tremor like an earthquake. Uncle pretended as if it was his magical ritual of rocking me to sleep. He exhibited stereotypical gestures in an attempt to lure me.
Thank you, Ms. Kass Ghayouri, for that informative speech and introduction to your book.
Mayor John Tory has been the mayor of Toronto since 2014. The Honorable Mayor sends his congratulatory message. It is my pleasure to extend greetings to everyone participating in the virtual book launch for Kass Ghayouri's new book, Kiss Innocence Goodbye, a book meant to address the impact of child abuse and how it affects the psychological development of a child. Thank you, Ms. Ghayouri, for creating reading material that addresses the specific needs of students as they learn about a topic that requires a level of sensitivity, such as child abuse in Canada and worldwide. On behalf of Toronto City Council, I offer my best wishes for continued success. The Honorable Mayor Ying is a Canadian politician. She is the Minister of Small Business, Export Promotion, and International Trade. She wishes author Kass Ghayouri on this prestigious book launch. Book launch. It gives me great pleasure to extend my congratulations and best wishes to Kass Ghayouri on the occasion of the launch of the book Kiss Innocence Goodbye. The endeavor of writing a novel is a time-consuming and innovative task and requires effort, dedication, and sacrifice. Your novels raise awareness on important issues. Best wishes on your next adventure. Honorable Mayor Ying, Member of Parliament, Markham Thornhill.
I now introduce Vivian, a student from McMaster University, who will play the Miradingam and narrate a poem of child abuse from the novel Kiss Innocence Goodbye.
Child sexual abuse, a child cannot refuse. It is child molestation, it is sexual infestation. Sexual activity with a child exploitation is wild. Producing child pornography, children exposed in photography. It can happen in the home, pay attention to this poem. Happens in the workplace, the abuser is a disgrace. Post-traumatic stress disorder, problem across every border. How can a child show proof? All happened under her roof. A victim is not given exposure. There is no psychological closure. Left in the world with pain, tears fall like a monsoon rain. Victims do withdraw from life. The pain is as sharp as a knife. The child becomes an introvert because of the insane pervert. The universe makes me speak, otherwise I remain weak. The victim is always to blame. Child abuse is such a shame. Nobody believes the victim's story, with all the details and gory. Judgment day on the other side, God Almighty will decide. Karma will decide their fate, refuse a visa into heaven's gate. It is also related to incest. The abuser, the child will detest. Complex form of victimization, a problem that costs the nation. The offender is not a stranger. How can the child be in danger? An uncle is the pedophile. Open up a criminal file. All about sexual gratification, a child's family dedication. How can a toddler consent? A toddler cannot verbally vent. With words a child cannot rant, permission a child cannot grant. A cowardly immoral act, psychological effects as a fact. In the heart of silence, child faces sexual violence. In the position of trust, perpetrator shows lust. A child cannot consent, a child left to lament. Feelings locked in a vault, it cannot be a child's fault. Paralyzed with fear, the message is so clear. The toddler cannot resist, adults have to assist. At a pedophile's satisfaction for such insane action, How does a child cope? The universe provides hope. The spiritual bells chime. A child has no voice. A child has no choice. In the forbidden garden, they deserve a pardon. He gets away with crime, all his sexual stalking. The infant's not even talking. What can the adult gain? How can they be so vain? Sexual abuse and rape, where is the crime tape? Praise and superficial charm leads to abuse and harm.
Thank you, Vivian, for your eye-opening narration. Now we have the Honorable Mayor of Markham, Ontario, Mayor Frank Scarpitti, offering Kass Ghayouri his congratulatory message. Dear Ms. Kass Ghayouri, on behalf of the City of Markham, I would like to sincerely congratulate you on your virtual book launch for Kiss Innocence Goodbye. I commend your commitment and dedication to championing diversity and promoting social cohesion. Thank you for using the power of words to raise awareness to end abuse against children and call for social justice. Thank you for being an integral part of our community. You are instrumental in helping us build a stronger and more inclusive society. As the Mayor of Markham, I am pleased to extend my sincere congratulations to you on the launch of your new book, Kiss Innocence Goodbye. I wish you continued success in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Frank Scarpitti, Mayor. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a South African comedian, businesswoman, and singer. As she embraced the plot of Kiss Innocence Goodbye by Kass Ghayouri, she delves deep down into her own childhood to shed reality on her experience of child abuse. Anasia Govender.
Hey everybody, this is Anasia. Some of you are more familiar with my alter ego, Anna Lakshmi, and some of you may have just forgotten who I am because I really haven't been on social media for the past 2 or 3 years. In truth, I've been battling depression. Depression that was brought on by a childhood trauma. I've been a victim of sexual abuse and molestation. 4 different perpetrators, 3 of which were once-off cases, and a family member that abused me on recurring occasions from the age of 5, and I put a stop to it when I was 12. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I took my power back at the age of 12, and that was within my control. But the one thing that I was really not aware of was how these negative incidences would shape how I saw myself and how I would feel about myself. And the guilt and the shame around these incidences have really just, I've seen myself in such a negative light. The healing started a really long time ago, and I thought that I was over it, but clearly with the popularity of Anna Lakshmi and me being inundated with people wanting to take photos and talk, and people just violating your space and touching you when they shouldn't be and saying inappropriate things, just kind of regurgitated all of this mess. And because I cured myself of arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease, which was telling me that I was really not happy with myself. And then I had the alopecia, which is also an autoimmune disease. And then finally, I lost my confidence and I lost my will to perform and to make people laugh, and the depression set in. But I'm well on my way to recovering. I am healing. Thanks to my husband and my family who've been just amazing, so supportive, just giving me unconditional love, just giving me space and time to heal. Also, my coach, she uses a fantastic method called neuro-linguistic programming, where I'm now seeing myself in a different light, a more positive light. So I want to use my gifts and my voice to bring an awareness to sexual and child abuse. Even though the whole world is suffering with this global pandemic of corona, sadly in South Africa, women abuse and child abuse is on the rise. And it's time that we shed more light on it. It's time more people spoke up and break the silence. So in breaking the silence, we're breaking the cycles. And as adults, we need to be making our children aware of what kind of grooming mechanisms, the sweet talks that are involved in getting children to do things that they really don't want to do and shouldn't be doing. So the reason I'm sharing my trauma with you is because light needs to be shed on this ugly darkness. The silence has to be broken. The cycles have to be broken. And it's in our hands, all of us. You can be amazing, you can turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast or be the backlash of somebody's lack of love. Or you can start speaking up. Nothing's gonna hurt you the way the words do when they settle neath your skin. Kept on the inside with no sunlight, sometimes the shadow wins. And I wonder what would happen if you say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. So be brave. Use your voice. Stand up, say what's right, do what's right, make a difference, give the next generation hope that they will be born into a world where they can be free to express themselves, be free to be who they are. And for God's sake, let our children keep their innocence. Our children are growing up way too fast. Their innocence is in our hands. Hope for a better world for all of us. Stay safe.
I'm sure that all of you experienced a psychological surge of strong emotions. Dr. Mahendra Shah is a psychiatrist from Atlanta, Georgia, USA, who will provide you with a message of mental illness from a professional standpoint.
Hello, I am Dr. Mike Shah. I am a board-certified psychiatrist in practice in Atlanta, Georgia. I want to congratulate Ms. Kass Ghayouri on her latest book, Kiss Innocence Goodbye. It is a much-needed and timely introduction to the topic of child abuse. The statistics on child abuse are alarming. It is estimated that thousands of children die each year due to abuse. The typical scenario is a child is abused by a parent or a family member, and at least 1 in 7 children gets abused per year. Rates of child abuse and neglect are 5 times more common in lower socioeconomic status. And it is very important to take it seriously when a child says that they have been abused, and immediate action should be taken. About 28% of adults report that they have been abused physically as a child, and about 20% of adults report being sexually abused as a child. Often the severe emotional damage to abused children does not surface until late in their adolescence or adult life. An adult who was abused has a hard time developing personal relationships. They have trouble with physical contact, closeness, touching, intimacy, and trust as an adult. Unfortunately, physical abuse is not the only kind of child abuse. There are other things like emotional abuse, neglect, and sexual abuse. About 1 in 4 girls and about 1 in 13 boys is in the United States experiences sexual abuse at some point. The vast majority of sexual abuse is committed by someone a child or their family members know, and the long-term emotional and physical damage after the abuse can be devastating to the children, resulting in adulthood in conditions like depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, addiction issues, and stress related issues and suicidal behaviors later in life. That is why it is important to identify it as soon as possible and seek and provide help to prevent problems for the future. Child abuse more often takes place within the family, either by a parent, a step-parent, a sibling, a relative, a teacher, a caretaker, a babysitter, etc. And when that happens, when sexual abuse occurs within the family, the child may experience fear and anger, as they may be afraid that coming out with it may cause more damage in the family relationships. Child victims of long periods of sexual abuse often develop low self-esteem, depression, poor judgment and relationships, and abnormal view of sex. They may become more withdrawn and become suicidal. Some children have been sexually abused also display abnormal sexualized behaviors, and they may sometimes become perpetrators themselves. Parents can prevent or lessen the chance of sexual abuse by teaching the children to learn to say no when they are not comfortable in any situation, whether they feel uncomfortable someone touching them. And also, they need to be told not necessarily to respect an older person all the time. Don't tell the children to always do everything the teacher or the babysitter tells you to do, because that can predispose them. So with this introduction, I just want you to know psychiatrists and mental health counselors can help abused children regain a sense of self-esteem, cope with feelings of guilt about this abuse, and begin the process of overcoming the trauma. Cognitive behavioral therapies for children and parents can help them to deal with the consequences of sexual abuse. Also, if you suspect or have any concerns, you can use a 24-hour hotline, child abuse hotline called 1-800-422-4453, or you can always call 911 if necessary. Thank you again, and congratulations to Ms. Kass Ghayouri on this wonderful new book.
The speech most certainly triggered a wave of emotions in me. Kass Ghayouri's novel, Kiss Innocence Goodbye, will have a psychological impact on the reader. Despite her traumatic experience, Innacia Govender rose to stardom with her talented voice. Innacia will now sing another song.
Sanbonani from South Africa. This is a Zulu greeting from my country that literally means, I see you. But more than just a courteous greeting, it embodies the significance of recognizing the worth and dignity of every person. Not unlike this brilliant book by Kass, that recognizes the importance of giving a voice to the voiceless and championing a cause that for too long has been hushed and allowed to fester. This is a riveting story that sheds light on poignant issues of social injustice and human rights violations that plague all social standings throughout the world. So to Kass, I want to say a hearty congratulations on a wonderful book that not only gives hope to the abused, but dispels the darkness and shatters the silence that perpetuate such atrocities. I'm Innacia Govender from South Africa. I am a survivor of childhood abuse, and I'm here to dedicate the song to Kass and to every woman that has been taken advantage of in any way. Together we shall overcome. It's not simple to say. Most days I don't recognize me. These shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be, although it's true I was never attention's sweet center. I still remember that girl. She lies, she is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine. And it's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true. And now I got you. You're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite an ending or two. For the girl that I knew who'd be reckless just enough, who'd get hurt, but who learns how to toughen up when she's bruised and gets used by a man she can't love. And then she'll get stuck and be scared for the life that's inside her, growing stronger each day till it finally reminds her to fight just a little, to bring back the fire in her eyes that's been gone and it used to be mine. Used to be She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine.
Thank you, Anasia Govender. Your message is etched in my heart and mind.
Before we move on to the next performance, I would like to apologize for the lagging. Our very own host, Disek, a grade 11 student, will play the piano with a song dedicated to a child's love for a father she's forbidden to see. The thorough reflection of the protagonist in Kiss Innocence Goodbye provides some psychological healing to those victims around the world who have been plagued by a gruesome act of verbal, physical, and sexual abuse. As a society, we gather together to support all victims of abuse. Thank you, Thesik. Your talent is evident. On the note of the major theme of child abuse in Kiss Innocence Goodbye, I introduce to you Tashani, an 11th grade student who reflects on her expressions of fear and disgust on child abuse. She showcases how reading a novel on the theme of child abuse enables victims to realize that they are not alone. Through reading and dance, they can begin to overcome their fears and express their sense of freedom.
Sapamagata kita tadi midirana. Sapamagata kita tadi midirana. Sa rigari sa rigatabari. Sapamagama gapagagari sanisa. Gari sanisa. ¿Dónde está mi ante? Say yeah yeah yeah. Kita tadi midirana. Carissa, Carigaza. C'est comme si, c'est comme ça, ma chérie, la. Carissa, li babadisa.
Thank you to Shani for your wonderful performance. Your dance brings awareness to child, physical, sexual, and verbal abuse. We now welcome Saumya, a University of Toronto student who will play the violin on a somber note, bringing awareness to child abuse. Symbols in every essence are important in a novel. Note on the literary level, the shadow of the wall in this video is a symbol of fear, which follows the protagonist in the book. The tone of the violin is somber, depicting the inner pain of the abused child in the novel and in the world at large. This amazing artist reflects on the tone and mood of Kiss Innocence Goodbye.
Samia, thank you for your performance evoking emotion. To provide you with further insight into this distinguished novel is a fawn from Seattle, Washington, USA, with a thorough book review of Kiss Innocence Goodbye, which he purchased from Amazon.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sayed Afan Ahmed. I'm a sophomore at Henry M. Jackson High School, and I would like to give a brief overview about the book Kiss Innocence Goodbye by Kass Ghayouri. I've only read the first 5 chapters, but I can already tell you that this book really touches and makes prominence in a lot about social injustices in our society, such as sexual harassment, child abuse, and racism at the same time. It's a really good book, in all honesty, about everything that I've said before, the theme, the moral, and everything that it really touches home. And I believe that a lot of high schoolers will really like this book since I do feel that since me myself, I'm a high schooler myself, I can tell that a lot of my friends would really enjoy this book just from the first paragraph. And yeah.
It is my prerogative and pleasure to extend to all of you a very hearty welcome. Your presence here today is highly appreciated. Let's celebrate the launch of Kiss Innocence Goodbye by the cutting of the cake.
It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate.
We extend our deepest thank you to all of you for helping us celebrate this novel, Kiss Innocence Goodbye, Kass Ghayouri's 8th distinguished book. Please purchase your copy on Amazon. The link will be posted on all social media. We now have celebrity Anasia Govender who will sing another song about trauma and its impact as an adult. This also focuses on the deeply embedded theme of child abuse and how we need to protect the innocence of all children worldwide. This is followed by author Kass Ghayouri's final speech and a movie trailer.
Learning to love yourself is the best gift that you can give yourself. I believe the children are future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my need. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on you. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place. Find your strength in love. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It is highly appreciated.
Today, I sit here as a very proud teacher. This is the reason why I became a passionate teacher, because I'm surrounded by such phenomenal talents, talented students. And today I'm so proud of all of them for exceeding expectations in different forms of art. To my two hosts, Tisik and Satviki, today you've proved to be amazing and talented in the field of communication. Although I know you're not going to pursue careers in that direction. I got to thank you, Tisik and Satviki and Seth, for spending endless days with me, with your dedication, tenacity, animation, and hard work. I also have to thank the parents of Tisik and Satviki and Seth for giving them the opportunity to practice with me late into the night. I know you worried about them coming home so late, but now it's evident why they spend so much of time with me. Thank you, Tisik and Satviki. I highly appreciate your talent. Kaylin Cook, the voice of an angel. Thank you, Nicoletta Cook, for allowing her to join us today to make this launch successful. Miria in dance. Miria, I think your expression gave away the entire plot of the novel. Vivian, thank you, Vivian. Vivian also helped me in the last book launch, A Note from the No Fire Zone. And he's been at my school for a long time. He's now a student in McMaster's University pursuing a career in engineering. You were good with the Indian drums, Vivian. Saf, thank you so much for reading out the passage from Kiss Innocence Goodbye. I think I have to let the audience into a little bit of a secret about Saf. He read the passage from Kiss Innocence Goodbye, and he wanted to read the entire book to you. I had to tug the book out of him. Tishani, thank you to you and Pradayani. Tishani's been at Governess Academy from grade 1 to grade 12. Thank you for the beautiful dance, and thank you for reading the book in advance as well. Tisik on the piano. Well, Tisik is a person with multiple talents as a host and on the piano, and also very bright and intelligent in class as well, and always ready to help. I think altruism runs in his veins. Shamia, which is Tisik's sister, thank you for playing the violin. Shamia has been with Governess Academy as well, and she's now a first-year student at the University of Toronto, pursuing a career in health science, hopefully medical school soon. Afan, thank you so much for that review. I watched Afan grow up from a little boy, I think at the age of 6, into a fine, young, intelligent gentleman. And Afan, thank you for reading the book. I know you and your brother, Afran, are always bookworms and you all love reading. And thank you to your mom, Binish, for eagerly being about the first one to purchase the book from Amazon. And I felt your excitement and I felt your animation. Thank you so much. Thank you to my students, Latushan and Arathi. You will be watching the movie trailer that they did for the book Kiss Innocence Goodbye. Latushan and Arathi, I know I always pressurize you academically to exceed expectations, but I think you proved to me that you can exceed expectations, and the audience will agree with me when they watch the movie trailer after this. Most of all, thank you to all the politicians who support me in this book, Kiss Innocence Goodbye, and in all the other books which I have published. Thank you to the Mayor of Toronto, the Honorable John Tory. Thank you for your support. Thank you to the Mayor of Markham, Ontario, the Honorable Frank Scapiti. Thank you. Thank you to the Minister of Small Business, the Honorable Mary Yang. I appreciate the letter from you. And most of all, thank you to the Member of Parliament from Markham Stouffville, Helena Jazik, for your beautiful speech and message. I highly appreciate all of you. And I have to say that all these politicians are a great inspiration to me to continue working towards social injustices and human rights issues. Thank you. Most of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Mike Shaw for providing us with theoretical knowledge on a very sensitive issue of child abuse. Thank you, Dr. Shaw. You have brought the authentic nature to this book launch and to my book with the theme of child abuse. And thank you, Dr. Mike Shaw. I know it was a last minute call to you, but you're obliged to talk to us. Thank you, Dr. Indra Krishnan. I asked you for help and you helped me immediately. Thank you for the introduction to Dr. Mike Shaw, both from Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Thank you, Anasia Govender, for your beautiful voice, for your talent, but most of all, thank you so much for sharing your anecdote with us. I think with you sharing your experience or anecdote with us, more students, more children, more adults will come out of the closet and narrate their stories so that more awareness is brought to the issue of child abuse. That's beautiful South African talent, Anasia. And Anasia Govender, we'd like to congratulate you on your job, which you started today with Radio Lotus. Thank you so much. Most of all, thank you to my nuclear family. Thank you to my sons, Sharuz and Omid. I know both of you are always busy and I'm always bugging you, but you always help me no matter how busy you are. I think you need to use bug spray when mom's at the door. Thank you so much. And most of all, thank you to my husband for his support on this book launch and all the other book launches. Unfortunately, he couldn't be on camera with us today because he lost his mom this week, my mother-in-law, and he is still going through the different stages of the grieving process. But thank you. And thank you to all my friends out there. You know who you are. Thank you for being my cheerleader and always cheering me on. I appreciate all of you so much. And if you notice today, the amount of times I use the word thank you, I think my next book should be titled Thank You. And my attitude of gratitude goes out to all of you present today watching this book launch. Thank you for your presence. And hopefully you could join us for our next book launch, which could be sooner or later. Thank you. So I hand you over to my two wonderful hosts, T-Seek and South Vicky. And don't forget, we have Erithy and Latushan's movie trailer, which gives you visual impact on the book, and it evokes your visual sense. My host.
Now, to conclude our launch, we have a trailer prepared by two high school students, Arthi and Latushan. Once again, I would like to thank you all for attending our launch of Kiss Innocence Goodbye. And I would also like to apologize for any lag you may have experienced during any of the performances. They will be available soon on Ms. Kass Ghayouri's website. That's kassghayouri.com. All the videos will be available there soon. And once again, I'll just like to thank you all for attending, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.